Today on Prime Report.
So has anyone else developed the coping mechanism of just commenting about how tariffs are impacting prices loudly in the hopes of being overheard by maggots who will feel shame? Or
one, prices are absolutely outrageous. And number two, we have a serious problem in America.
The U.S. is completely unhinged when it comes to our prices.
The US dollar has spectacularly crashed after the inflation data was released and is softer than expected.
You guys see this? Our debt is spiraling out of control.
That's actually ridiculous.
Welcome back to Prime Report. The cost of living crisis is no longer just a headline. It's a quiet emergency sweeping across the United States. From coast to coast, everyday Americans are finding it harder just to get by. Essentials that once filled the average grocery cart, eggs, baby formula, even orange juice, are now inching toward luxury status. The prices keep climbing and the burden keeps falling on ordinary people. A balanced, healthy diet? For many, that's becoming a distant ideal. Families are budgeting down to the cent. People are thinking twice before every purchase. And now, more than ever, they're starting to speak out because something is deeply broken.
so the tariffs are hitting because I was at the grocery store yesterday and saw that paper towels are now $25. Seriously, has anyone else developed the coping mechanism of just commenting about how tariffs are impacting prices loudly in the hopes of being overheard by maggots who will feel shame? Or is that just me? Anyway, yeah, yesterday I was in the paper products aisle discussing the impact of tariffs on paper products with my husband, genuinely trying to figure out like which ones would be affordable. We were looking to see what was produced domestically. It turns out a lot more paper products than even we realized, as people who are pretty plugged into all this stuff are produced in Canada. Makes sense. They've got the forests and everything for like sustainable logging. But yeah, all the paper products, they're produced like in North America, but not on this side of the north-south border. They're from Canada. And so the multi-pack of paper towels are like $25, or if you want to go for like the cheapo ones that are like maybe less ply, less money spent on like marketing, all of that, $16. Or you could get a single roll of the generic for like $6 or $7 before taxes. Yeah. Remember when the multi-pack of generic used to cost like $6? I do. It wasn't that long ago. I knew these prices were coming, but I still wasn't emotionally prepared to pay for 4 packs of paper towels what used to be the cost of stocking up on groceries and not even being that budget conscious for like 2 weeks for my household. We went from buying like smoked salmon and cheese along with the food we needed to survive for 2 weeks to you could get 4 packs of paper towels for that money. Fuck Trump.
Look at this. This motherfuckers are crazy. They want $80 for some fucking eggs. Smart and funny people. Crazy.
I'm gonna tell you how we are here in the United States of America. You know you're in the United States of America when you can buy this little amount of food and it costs you what it just cost me. I bought a bottle of coconut water, 2 things of mangoes, 2 things of blackberries, 2 things of raspberries, a thing of blueberries, some seaweed, and some seeded grapes for $70. What's really sickening about that right there is that is an extremely healthy diet, and it cost me $70 here in the United States of America. For that same $70, you could fill that whole table up with toxic processed chemicals in bags, boxes, and cans. Welcome to the new America.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. What Elon just said should have everybody eyes open. Like, no bullshit. This man really said America's on a fast lane to debt slavery. I mean, I knew that, but by him saying it, this just make it more obvious, right? And by him saying this might be the boldest truth that a billionaire has said. We don't see too many billionaires saying the truth like this. So this is what I think he means. You got to think about it. You're not really free if your life is built on debt. You got car note, rent, student loans, credit cards, and all you're doing is really working to pay all that shit back. And if you don't, You all know what happens, right? So we all know the system was built to keep us chasing and not winning. And now it's just gonna be even worse. He know this country is headed for a downfall. We finna hit a brick wall. He can see that shit. Inflation and all that. But my only thing is, didn't you help contribute? Like, this feel like sabotage. They brung Elon in thinking he was going to get us to make hella money. And now he's saying this shit finna crumble? I'm kind of confused. So what was your purpose?
The US dollar has spectacularly crashed after the inflation data was released and is softer than expected. US inflation year on year is down to 3%. It is almost at the target rate of the Federal Reserve, which is in the 2s, sending the dollar into free fall because this means that interest rates are probably not likely to occur anymore. However, a lot of this is energy driven, and I don't have good news for you because energy has actually been going up and is up 12% this month. If we look at the US's inflation rate over time, we can see it peaked back in 2022 and it's been coming down significantly and probably even coming down faster than people had anticipated. It's now back to the levels it was before the pandemic. As a result, the market is no longer expecting the Federal Reserve to raise rates anymore.
I don't want to trigger anyone by talking about this, but like, how much money are we spending on groceries a month? I just went over our budget for last month, and our family of 4 spent $1,200 on groceries. And like, yes, that does include like household items like toilet paper, paper towels, like household items, but $1,200. We're not eating all organic. We're not eating like anything out of the ordinary. We're just like a normal American diet. Like when did this happen?
How are we doing? I went to the grocery store. Let me show you what I got. It was just a quick run. Trash bags, a few command strips, only 2 pre-made food things, and 2 little Easter basket type things I'm gonna put in. Little magnets. That's it. That's all I got. $121.
I'm gonna show you why mass looting is gonna start soon. Dude, $12.44. Patties? Bro, $12.28 for some taquitos. Can't even afford eggs. Bro, $9.92 for a frozen pizza. It's the same price as the Uno's one, bro. Bro, frozen fish nugget bites, $6.62.
Okay, so mass looting. This is something that we all have seen on the news, and this person is making a joke about it, but it's also kind of hinting that, hey, the way that prices are going, it's almost to be expected that something like this could happen. Like, let's not be surprised. And I didn't even think about that until I saw this video, and I thought, oh wow, okay, so can this be something that does happen? What do you think? This is when you have to go back to your basic rice and beans and bananas and carrots and just a few things like that, not getting anything that's prepackaged, not buying all of the more of the luxury items, but just items that you know are the basic necessities for you and your family. And this is also why I am such a proponent of buying things in advance, stocking up on food, being prepared for times like this, because the only way to really combat inflation is to buy things in advance, to change up what you are buying, to start to grow your own food, to find local sources of basic food items like your farmers, whatever they're producing, things like that, because it's getting very, very difficult to survive and be able to feed your family in the same way that you are used to. You just almost can't do it anymore.
This bag, hey, look, hold on, this bag only has, see, that's the air right here. Stay with me, people. From here down, $6.49.
Wait, $6.29.
Okay, well,
20
whatever.
cents.
I mean, $6 for this.
Groceries are absolutely ridiculous.
Look, I gotta get a wire transfer from Wells Fargo just to buy a pack of chips.
These grocery prices in rural Washington.
Have y'all seen the news today? Because from what I'm seeing, it looks like we all need to be having a garden now. Because if things are about to be as bad as they're looking with these tariffs and everything else, like, bro, grocery prices they're already high as heck, but they really about to be high now. So if you don't have a garden, honey, you need to start one. And I don't want to hear nothing about having a green thumb. I don't want to hear none of that. It's all about reading, learning, and trial and error. So just start it now and thank me later.
You guys see this? Our debt is spiraling out of control. I just pulled this up from the real-time debt clock. We are currently $36.9 trillion in debt, about to hit $37 trillion. And this type of out-of-control spending causes out-of-control inflation, which drives up prices and interest rates and buries American families. But there are a few people in Congress that are trying to do the right thing and control our spending and not fall for any types of budget gimmicks. And I want to give a quick shout out to two of those gentlemen. And one of those guys is Rand Paul. Thank you, Rand Paul. Go follow him on X. And another one is Josh Hawley. Thank you, Josh Hawley. Go follow him on X. So we got to support our Congress people that are fighting for fiscal sanity and trying to get control of our national debt.
Okay, y'all, I went grocery shopping today and I saw something that just absolutely blew my mind. If this does not tell you, number one, prices are absolutely outrageous. And number two, we have a serious problem in America. Obviously, people are not being able to afford food. So this is what they're doing. I'm out here grocery shopping. I'm looking to make beef and broccoli. And then I noticed this. Security tags on the meat.
I don't know what's going on, but why is formula so expensive in America? How can anyone afford to feed their babies? It's actually ridiculous.
Like, is this a sign that we're in an economic crash? $6 for a bag of chips, and we're in the high desert. This is supposed to be cheap. How much is it for these Funyuns? Probably about $6 too. $4 for a bag of Cheetos. 2 for $7. Everything here is expensive.
Hey, you guys don't have
Look at this. $6.30 for protein shake. Almost $2 for water.
Crazy. Unhinged when it comes to our prices. So I'm in the middle of the country right now. I'm in the middle of Missouri, where visiting my parents where they live, and I just went to a local chain coffee shop and got a coffee. This latte, it's a medium oat milk latte. It cost me almost $8. Like, I'm not in a big city having a fancy coffee. This is a drive-through coffee in the middle of Missouri just cost me $8. I swear, if millennials can't even afford their little treats anymore.
I know it's not always easy and it's not convenient, especially if you're not used to it, but you save a lot of money. And I've been making food. We've been making our, any type of beverages at home for years instead of just buying them out. And occasionally, we will get a coffee out, maybe like at a gas station or just somewhere that is more affordable than like a Starbucks. But primarily things are made at home because it's just way too expensive. I remember back in the day, years ago, I would go to Starbucks and pay $3 something for a specialty drink, and I thought that was expensive then. But now you could easily get out of there with something that costs $7-8. I mean, where are we going to be at in a couple of years? And also, to the other video, there's a lady saying that if the cost of things don't go down, that she may start looking at, stealing items. And I am really a proponent of looking at other stores that are more affordable. So going to like the Dollar Tree, the Dollar General, any kind of dollar store, you will still find decent products there that are generally going to be about $1 in the price point. Now, I know they may not be your favorite products. They may not be the organic, the this, the that. I love natural products, all of that stuff, but I'm also, you know, a realist that if I can't afford it because of the times or because financially we cannot afford it, then we're not going to make those purchases, and we will have to go to stores like that. We also have the option of making some natural products as well, so that's also another route. But then sometimes it costs a little bit to get those items to be able to make some of the natural products. So if you don't already have those items, you may be paying a little bit more upfront to be able to set yourself up to make some more like natural remedies. But all in all, I think going to dollar stores right now will be helpful. I do have a lot of videos about that, going to the Dollar Tree, for example, and stocking up on things that are more affordable, so you can definitely check those out. But I think that's something that a lot of people are going to need to start considering.
It's a shame that I have to consider getting a second job just to make ends meet, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Your main job is supposed to suffice for taking care of yourself. And even in my main job, I'm making over $20 an hour, but I'm still barely making ends meet. So I had to consider getting a second job just to make ends meet, and that's not how life is supposed to be. I really despise people that voted for Trump. And really, prices were still expensive under Biden, but they had a plan. But Trump, I didn't vote for him, but he's doing everything but lower prices, right? Like, he's not doing anything to really help the economy in a way for us that are suffering to make ends meet. He's not helping in that way. The only thing he's doing is making things worse. And life is not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to be able to make ends meet, but in this economy, it's almost impossible without a second job or a second income, and that sucks.
Yeah, it's definitely tough everywhere for people right now. People are needing to get second jobs. People are not knowing how to afford certain things. And people that are in debt, this is going to start affecting them a lot more. So I think a big push right now is to try and get out of debt as much as possible. Downsize wherever you can. Start being more frugal, especially with your purchasing habits, because even though it's not easy, it is worth it, and it's worth your sanity. And just keep trying to do things like that, because again, the prices of everything is just going up and it's really difficult. So let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.
These grocery prices in rural Washington.
Do y'all see the fuckery that's going on in these goddamn grocery stores? This is my favorite shit. Simply orange juice. $7. That's simply too motherfucking high. Put this shit on Simply goddamn layaway. I'm about to come back and get you when I get paid. Shit.
I have been back in the United States for 2 days. I left a year ago, and I have come back to these prices. It costs basically $6.50 for a toothbrush. Toothbrushes cost $6.76. What is it? $6.49 plus tax. So basically $7 for a toothbrush.
So the cost of living crisis isn't some distant headline. It's here, and it's affecting millions of Americans in real time. From grocery aisles to gas stations, from rent hikes to medical bills. The pressure is relentless, but the more we talk about it, the harder it becomes to ignore. So if this story resonates with you, if you felt the weight of it firsthand, share this video, start the conversation, and stay informed. Because in times like these, staying silent only helps the systems that let this happen in the first place.